Happy Tuesday! It's the Prep Queen Ariel Epstein. We are going to go till about 6 p.m. Eastern Time today. It's just one guest joining the show, but it's a big guest because Troy Perlowitz from the NHL going to join us and give us all you need to know about the slate that has the biggest and most games on the slate tonight in the NHL. Major League Baseball, Game 4 of the World Series, which we'll get to in a minute. And NBA, we've got 5 games. So we'll talk NBA Prep Queen Edges of the day. I've got a prize picks lineup to give out, and I think I'm going to change a few things too. So I think I'm going to do another prize picks lineup later. I have to talk to somebody about it because I'm starting to talk myself off of somebody, and we'll get to that later in the show. The World Series. My brain is fried because last night I was one of the whack jobs who decided it was a good idea to stay up till 3 a.m. and watch the World Series. I couldn't shut it off. I was so committed at that point. Once you hit like 14 innings, you're committed. Except unless you're my parents, because they turned it off, they said, at like 1:30. A lot of people said they shut it off. It's hard today because today we have so much technology and you could see it the next day if you miss it. But I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to watch this live. And here's what's so crazy about all of us in sports. A lot of us who watch baseball, sorry, Mark, he's a homer, but a lot of us probably could have predicted what happened yesterday. The Dodgers would have ended up winning the game, and Freddie Freeman was going to hit the walk-off. Like, it was so textbook. Yet, I stayed up and watched. And yet, I should have probably live bet the Dodgers when the Blue Jays were threatening. I'm sure Mark is disappointed. I'm sure Blue Jays are disappointed. Mark, I'm curious from a Blue Jays fan perspective, how much does this one game going so deep, so heartbreaking, how much does that make you worried as a Jays fan for the rest of the series? Because a lot of people were saying to me yesterday that they felt the Blue Jays losing that game was a gut punch to the series. See? Joseph Rodriguez saying series is over. Shohei Ohtani ends up again, like I feel like we do this with Ohtani every time. Oh, last week, one of the best games of his career. Oh, and then yesterday, one of the best games of his career. I mean, he just hit a bunch of moonshots a few days ago that we thought was the best game of his career. And now here we are yesterday to get on base as much as Shohei Ohtani did. Just some really interesting stats about Ohtani. So his 8 home runs this postseason tied with 5 others for the second most in a single postseason. Arozarena had 10 in 2020. Ohtani has 3 multi-homer games this postseason, which is an MLB record. Let's see. Anything else that stood out? He's the second player in World Series history with 4 more extra base hits in a game. Like, reaching base safely 9 times in one game is just absolutely absurd. And on top of all of that, has to pitch today. It was actually kind of cute if you guys saw in the post game with Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, talking to everybody in the locker room. Shohei Ohtani was jumping up and down like a little boy when they said he was starting today. Like, how do you have so much energy, bro? I guess it's adrenaline. It's funny because yesterday in the 18th inning, top of the 17th, I started to get a little tired. Like, my adrenaline was pumping throughout that game. But then the 17th, I got a little tired. But I'm going to give both managers credit because we were all very worried that we were going to have to see position players throw in a World Series game for the first time ever. I give managers on both sides the credit because they both decided, John Schneider and Dave Roberts, they were going to actually do what most do, which is throw your next day's starter kind of out of the bullpen, except Dave Roberts didn't have that option because of Shohei Ohtani. So he ends up finding out from the Japanese translator in LA that Yoshinobu Yamamoto was willing to pitch. Like, this is what we need to show the kids in Little League. The way Yamamoto was yesterday, I'm ready to go, send me to the pen. That's what we need to teach the kids in Little League. And in fact, it was funny. I saw one of a former MLB pitcher tweeted out yesterday that he would have thought Shane Bieber was going to be at the hotel already. It's late. You're starting today. They thought that he'd be at the hotel. He wasn't. He went right out there to the pen. It was great. All around, great baseball yesterday. Really exciting game. Tommy Edman making up for some errors in the field by later on in the game saving them with defensive plays that were incredible and just clean baseball. I tweeted it out yesterday. Yankees couldn't have made it that far. No way. Yankees would have had some kind of error that would have ended the game for sure, especially against the Dodgers. I mean, we saw that yesterday. So both sides of the ball played really good baseball. It was really fun. And my favorite part about both these teams, they love to play small ball. The Dodgers were bunting. Like, you got a team filled with all-stars and sluggers. And guess what? The Dodgers were bunting. Everybody, like, it wasn't just home run or bust. And don't get me wrong. I know it was a Ohtani home run that helped the Dodgers get back in the game. And I know that it was Freddie Freeman who walked it off with the home run. Overall, these teams make contact, and these teams, they find ways to get on base, not just hit home runs. It's really, really fun baseball to watch. I really am loving this World Series. We've got MLB props to talk about, and Prop Queen Edge is coming up a little bit later in the show. Some NBA plays to talk about as well. I don't know. MLB just kind of stole the show yesterday. I'm trying to think if there was anything I saw in the NBA that really stood out to me. Anything stand out to you guys in the NBA yesterday? I don't know. It's just all MLB for me. Oh, Monday Night Football was yesterday too. Jesus. Monday Night Football was yesterday, and that game was also a snooze fest. Chiefs end up winning, of course, pulled away from the Commies. But the Commies, they blew it for me because Marcus Mariota, I had his under 195.5 or 199.5 for his passing yards. That was a loser. That really sucked. But our next guest, he helped me come up with the winner yesterday. It was really great because for the first Prize Picks lineup I had to put in, I texted this guy and I was like, I need a hockey play for the Sports Equinox. And he gave me a winner. Guess who gave me a loser? Me. I gave me a loser, Marcus Mariota. Even when you bet on him to be a loser and bet the under, he still loses. That's how much of a loser he is. We've got a winner coming on now, though. Coming over from the NHL research, production. I mean, he knows it all. He's got it all down for us over at NHL, NHL.com, NHL Fantasy. Any questions you guys have about the big hockey slate tonight, write it in the chat, and I will make sure that this next guest answers your questions. Let's give it up for Mr. Troy Perlowitz. Thanks for the winner yesterday.
I can't believe Marcus Mariota blew it. What's up with that?
This is why I deserve to lose, because I decided on either way to bet Marcus Mariota props. So that was for me. That's my problem. But you did great. What are the big hockey storylines going on? Update people like me who aren't very in the loop.
So today's a very special day at the NHL. All 32 teams are playing. So there are 16 games in the NHL. It's only the sixth 16-game slate in NHL history, which is really cool. I was actually at ESPN for the first, and I remember the conversations were like, oh, we need a red zone equivalent on the NHL side. So they came up with this pretty great idea to have all teams play with 15-minute staggered start time. So you get basically 7 hours of free hockey that could be commercial free. And it's really worked out really well. It's been really great for the league in terms of marketing. And so all of your favorite players, all of your favorite teams, they're definitely playing tonight because every team's in action.
I love it. And I know that all of them in the chat. Pearl, Mark says. Everybody very happy to have you on here on the show. We've got some hockey plays already for some people. First question, Jay Main wants to know what you think about Carolina-Vegas Knights game going over their total.
Well, those are two teams that are very good offensively. I'm a little worried. I'd probably go under in that game. I'm a little worried about Vegas. They haven't looked great since the Mark Stone injury in terms of offensively. They've had to jumble up their lines. Carolina coming back home after a long Western Coast road trip. They have goaltending issues. They've had that for a while. Carolina plays this unique style of hockey where they shoot from everywhere on the ice and they stop shots on goal from everywhere on the ice and just think that if they have the highest shot differential, they can win most of their games. That's usually how they do. It's been a very successful regular season strategy for them.
How about the first period?
First period over. Maybe. I wouldn't like that either, to tell you the truth. I would probably go under also. I just don't think – I think you're going to see two teams. Yeah, I think you're going to see two teams. They're not very familiar with each other, right? One's from the West, one's from the East. They don't play very often. Those games you usually have like a feeling out process early in the game. So I wouldn't do the first period over. I wouldn't do over for the game either.
Let's see what you would do for tonight. So we've got your, wait, I always do this wrong. There we go. Pearls of Wisdom. And we've got 5 different plays for this large slate from Troy, starting with Detroit. Dylan Larkin under his shots on goal. We love a sharp under. They're going up against St. Louis tonight. How come we're going under shots on goal?
So this is very matchup dependent. Dylan Larkin is off to a really great start for the Red Wings. He leads them in goals and points. He's been phenomenal, but this is pretty much a bad matchup for Larkin playing against the Blues. The Blues play a style where they limit shot quantity, and Larkin's their biggest shooter. So the prop market is telling you that he should be over 2.5 shots. I like it under. St. Louis played last night. They lost. They got pretty much embarrassed on the road in Pittsburgh. Coming now they get to host the Red Wings. These two teams played over the weekend. Larkin was held to 1 shot in that game. I just think all the trends kind of favor going under.
Okay, we like a sharp under. The rest are overs. So Connor Bedard over 1.5 points. Why is this so close to 3-1?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I looked at the value too. Here's the thing. Connor Bedard struggled last season, and I think a lot of people have been comparing him to Macklin Celebrini, who was the number 1 pick after Connor Bedard, and has been looking at Celebrini go off. Right, he's the number 1 star in the NHL this week. He's got 4 goals or 5 goals already. 4 of them came last week. And maybe kind of dismissing Bedard as this player who I hate the bust label, but they're kind of throwing that at him. I just think he's has 8 points in his last 8 games. He's top 10 in the league in terms of ice time. He's Chicago's best player by far. This is also a good matchup. He's going against the Ottawa Senators, who also played last night and have scored 14 goals in the last 2 games. So they're hot. Maybe there's a little bit of reverse bounce back appeal for the Senators. So Bedard's been playing really well. The trends are up. He's shooting more. Some of his underlying numbers have been really good and encouraging. He's faster than he was last season. Again, he's shooting more from everywhere. His shot's a little bit harder than it was last year. So I'm really high on Bedard. Maybe that's why the value is so good, but I'm taking it. I think he finds the score sheet not once but twice tonight.
Ooh, okay. I like the plus 260. This one makes more sense. Markstrom over 25.5 saves at minus 115. Someone did ask in the chat, actually, if you liked any saves props. Why are we going with the over on saves?
So I really like this one. Markstrom, by the way, has missed the last 6 games, so he's coming back from injury. The Devils and the Colorado Avalanche played over the weekend. They played on Sunday, and the game was really great. It went to overtime. The Devils won for their 8th straight win. So Markstrom's returning from injury, and he's coming right back to the hottest team in the league right now. The thing about the Colorado Avalanche is they're number 2 in the league in terms of shots per game, but the last 8 games, they average over 35 shots. And the last 3 home games, they're averaging 41 shots per game. So Colorado shoots. I don't know if Markstrom is going to be able to win the game for the Devils. That's a really tough matchup to come back from injury from when you're facing Nathan McKinnon, Cal McCarr, and Martin Necas, and all the firepower that Colorado could throw at you. But I like that number. I like 25.5, and I think that's good value. So I'm going over his shot prop there, or save prop there.
Oh, okay. I like the over on saves, and it doesn't worry you about coming off injury.
No, not entirely. I think they held him out. He dressed as the backup over the weekend, so that tells me that he was healthy enough to play. Right, you're 1 shot away or 1 injury away from entering the game. So it scares me a little bit in terms of his performance. But I think this is a game. It's early in the season. I don't think he's going to get pulled. Let's say he gives up 4 goals in the first 2 periods. I don't think this is a game where you pull him. This is a game where he has a long runway. And that's why I kind of favor the over.
A lot of people are liking the Devils in the chat today. How much does that make you like the Devils too?
Yeah, they're hot right now. Jack Hughes is proving that he's definitely a top 10 player, maybe even a top 5 player in this league. He's really good. And, he has really great chemistry with Jesper Bratt. The Devils power play has been really maybe even too good, maybe a little bit unsustainable in terms of later on in the season. But the Devils have been a really great team. We talked about them last week. I think they're primed to win that division, a Metro division that's kind of down right now. So I really like the Devils long term. I don't expect them to win every game, but the 8-game winning streak is definitely a trend.
Devils are on fire. Matt Boldy, you think is going to be on fire at least, taking shots on goal, plus 105 against the Winnipeg Jets. He's on the Minnesota Wild. Boldy, why is he going to be on fire?
So something that has nothing to do with props, but Minnesota's going to be rocking these cool retro jerseys in this game.
We love that.
They're as a child of the 90s. I just love it. It's the Wild franchise was born in 2000, and they're going back to the first jersey they ever had. It looks really, really cool. If anyone wants to log on to NHL.com and check that out.
So we needed a little bit of action.
Yeah, there's awesome. So but Boldy's a great play. He got taken off the first line with Kirill Kaprizov, so he's no longer playing with him at even strength. But that just makes him shoot more. He's averaging over 9.5 shot attempts per game. He's second in the league in shots on goal behind Nathan McKinnon. And what I really like about this play is that they're playing the Winnipeg Jets tonight. They're the third most penalized team in the NHL, and Minnesota's power play they average more shots per 2 minutes on the power play than any team. So, and Matt Boldy's a big part of that. He plays on that wing side, and he just takes one-timers usually on the power play. So I really like his shot. I really like him to go over 3.5 shots tonight. And if there's any points or goals props there that interest you on Boldy, I'd probably take them.
Then we've got an anytime goal scorer, JT Miller at plus 225, New York Rangers. They're getting the Vancouver Canucks. And then we've also have questions in the chat about an under, who you like in that matchup. Where are we going here?
I'd probably go over. So the Rangers have lost 6 of 7, and things have looked pretty bleak. They're coming off probably their worst performance of the year when they played Calgary on Sunday night and lost 5-1. I still agree that the Rangers have so much bounce back appeal. They're generating a lot of scoring chances and just not putting the puck in the net. So I'm going to give you the over in that game. The other thing that also sticks out to me is that Vancouver's best player, and maybe unarguably their best defenseman, but probably their best player, Quinn Hughes, is going to miss the game. His second straight game is going to miss with a lower body injury. That makes me think that there might be some scoring opportunities. And the Rangers they're going to play their backup goalie, Jonathan Quick, tonight. The Rangers have not, like I mentioned on Sunday, they were pretty awful defensively. So I do like the over in that game. But JT Miller's anytime goal prop. JT Miller, for those who don't know, played parts of the last 6 seasons in Vancouver. Was a really key player, averaged over a point per game. His only 100-point regular season came with the Vancouver Canucks, and now he's the Rangers captain, so there's emotional appeal. But there's also some underlying stats appeal to JT Miller. He leads the Rangers in high-danger shots on goal, so he's getting to the net. He's bound to put one in, and tonight is as good as one as any for the Rangers captain to get that team going.
They need some kind of offensive production. I know my friends are definitely pissed off about the way that those Rangers have started. I'm trying to look at some of these. Let's see at the chat what anybody else has to say before I let you go. Kings money line, Mark says. Mammoth, I'm seeing a lot of in the chat. Anything on any of those two?
Yeah, well, the Mammoth we're really interested in. We want to write about the Mammoth, to tell you the truth, at NHL.com. We kind of need them to win tonight, so I'll be rooting for that. Their offense is so good. Their top six might be one of the best in the league. Nick Schmaltz is a player that not a lot of people know, kind of under the radar. He's tied for the league in the NHL with 16 points. So I love the Mammoth. I hope they keep winning, to be quite honest. The Kings money line is an interesting one. They're playing the Sharks tonight in the last game of the evening. It's 11 o'clock start evening time. So that Dodgers Blue Jays World Series game got us warmed up for what might be a long night in the NHL tonight. They're going against a really, really young and offensive firepower driven San Jose Sharks team. LA plays this system again. They kind of limit you in terms of shot quality. So that my play might be to go under in that game as opposed to a money line pick. But the Kings are they're kind of a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of team. Sometimes they play really well offensively. Sometimes they play really poor offensively. So it's kind of tough to bet them.
How about any underdogs tonight that could be on upset watch?
I haven't looked at the slate. Do you have or term who is an underdog or who's not? Let me
Let's
No,
see
no one
real.
stuck out to me when I first looked at this.
I know. I could pull them up and then let's do a live look.
So how are the Ducks? The Ducks are an underdog, right? The Ducks are playing the Panthers.
Let's
The,
take a
Du-
look.
the
I'm gonna put up the odds right now, and let's take a look at the board and see, just on glance, who stands out to you when it comes to the hockey board tonight. So, Calgary, Pens, Vegas, Columbus, slight dog. Anaheim.
Yeah, I'd
Boston.
stop there. I think Anaheim. So the Panthers are going to be. Everyone knows about. They've really struggled with injuries at the start of the season. Alexander Barkov, their captain, is out. Matthew Tkachuk is out, and they've just been. Brad Marchand is also a late out in terms of he's going to be out with a personal reason. So that Florida is they've really hit that injury bug part of their season, and the Ducks are this up and coming upstart team. They're off to a great start, like we've talked about before. They're young and fun, so they're a really good team. They're a team I'd like to watch. They're under the off-ice storylines. There is Joel Quenneville used to coach the Panthers, and now he's returned to the bench. He's now coaching the Ducks, so there might be some emotional appeal behind the bench to betting on the Ducks.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I love any kind of dogs, and we've got some good value on the board as well, as Troy gave us some of his pearls of wisdom. So we've got the Dylan Larkin under shots on goal, Connor Bedard over 1.5 points, Markstrom over saves, Boldy over shots on goal, and JT Miller anytime goal scorer. Troy Perlowitz, where can everybody find your work, and what are you up to these days?
You can find us at NHL Fantasy. I'm at Troy_Pearl. We're producing a lot of great content, fantasy related and also advanced stats related. If you check out NHL.com/edge, we just redesigned the advanced stats site that the NHL offers, and really cool things. You could do player comparisons. You could find out who had the hardest shot in your game last night, who scored the goals from right in front of the net, where goalies are making saves, where they're giving up a lot of goals, anything you could ever think of. Log on to NHL.com/edge.
You're the best. Thank you so much, Troy, for coming on. And I know it was last minute. We appreciate you and all of your insights. See you again soon.
Always. Thanks for having me.
It's going to be a shorter show today. So now we're going to do our prop queen edges of the day. I've got NBA. I've got MLB. We just conquered the NHL, so that was good. Let's start with propaganda. The most bet on props of the day. Shohei Ohtani over 6.5 strikeouts. Ohtani to hit a homer. Vladdy to hit a homer. Ohtani under outs and Ohtani under total bases. So nobody has any faith in Shohei Ohtani tonight. The only thing that stinks is that obviously they don't like to throw to him, so that sucks. Let me just tweet out prop queen edges in NBA and World Series now. Yeah, it stinks that they don't throw to him, because in 4 of the 6 games where Shohei Ohtani has pitched at home this year, at least 2 innings, he's driven in a run. 4 of the 6. So an RBI for Shohei Ohtani right now is sitting at plus 150. But of course, he has to have a chance to hit the baseball. That's the problem. And I don't know if we're going to get a shot at Shohei Ohtani hitting a baseball with anyone on runners in scoring position. The fishy line of the day is Bieber under 2.5 walks for K325. That's my fishy prop line of the day. I don't understand how this is 2.5. It's too high. Bieber's never hit over 2.5. In fact, even though a lot of recent pitchers against the Dodgers have gone over their walks prop, it's been 1.5, not 2.5. Is Bieber going to stay in the game so long that he's going to walk 3 batters? That number was fishy to me, because everything, I'll show it to you on props.cash, everything indicates that this number should be 1.5 for Shane Bieber tonight. So I'm really not understanding. Let me just pull it up real quick. No. Why? Okay. Bieber walks. So look at Shane Bieber's numbers this year. Why aren't they popping up? Come on. Oh, that's why. I didn't check anything. Walks. Now my computer's not working. Look at this. Look at all that red. All these unders 2.5 for Shane Bieber this year. 2025. All under 2.5. So why is this number 2.5? It's fishy. Honestly, as much as I want to take the under, I feel like the only chance is to take the over. Like, this 2.5 number, and look, it's juiced to -120 to the under, rightfully so, but this makes no sense. Fishy line. Absolute fishy line for the booking Shane Bieber at 2.5 walks. Gosh, that's so crazy. Unless we're counting in that we're going to intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani. Are you just going to keep walking Ohtani? So that's 2 walks right there because you're going to face him twice. That's what I don't understand. So yeah, I would say, I guess, stay away from that one. Andres Jimenez over a half a hit run in RBI. So look at this. Underrated of the day. Jimenez. So Jimenez has a lot of green. And when you look at his head-to-head, look at all those games against the Dodgers that Jimenez has gone over his hits, runs, and RBI. 5 of the 6. And if you look at him in his last 10 road playoff games, 4 of the last 5 have gone over too. So Andres Jimenez to me is the underrated play of today. You could also look to Mookie Betts, who did not have a good day yesterday. And we all know that when Mookie doesn't have a good day the day before, he should have a good day after. At home in the playoffs through the last 10. Look at that. Mookie's had at least 2 hits, runs, and RBI in every game except yesterday. So do we go back to the well? Do we go back to the well? I feel like we do. Over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI for Mookie. And he has pretty good numbers against Toronto. He's gone over against Toronto in 6 of 9 games dating back to the start of last year, averaging just under 3 hits, runs, and RBI. You could look to Mookie Betts as well. What was the other one I had? Oh, no, that was it. Okay. So, yeah. So, those are the MLB plays that stood out to me today for the World Series. NBA props to look at today. This is the one that I think I'm talking myself out of. Kelly Oubre over PRA. Lewis, he's hurt. We don't know for sure what's going on with Springer yet. I don't know if he was in the lineup or not. I think they were still evaluating him last I saw. I could double check that, or someone in the chat if you want to check it. George Springer, though, the last I saw, they weren't sure if he was going to go. I'll look again. George Springer, he's hour to hour, the manager of the Jays, John Schneider, says. They're still deciding if he will start or be on the bench, but it doesn't sound like there will be a move today. He's in doubt. Likely to stay on the roster, but in doubt for, hour to hour. He hurt his right side, George Springer. Props.cash was a huge help in getting a lot of these NBA trends. And one of the ones that I literally threw this into my prize picks lineup today, but I am a little worried about the Kelly Oubre number just because he's had back-to-back really great games, and I feel like all good things must come to an end. But Kelly Oubre has done very well. I'll show you guys some of the Kelly Oubre numbers without Alex Caruso. Hold on. So, Kelly Oubre without... Oh, sorry. Alex Caruso. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Paul George. It's I'm looking at for who was it? Lou Dort without Alex Caruso, because I'm debating now between Lou Dort and Kelly Oubre over their either PRA or points. So Kelly Oubre without Paul George has done really well. I'll show you the props.cash. I am not doing good with technology today. NBA, PRA. Without Paul George, dating back to last year, Kelly Oubre's gone over in 73% of games without Paul George, his points, rebounds, and assists. And he's getting a Washington Wizards team that is so bad. The Wizards are allowing like the top 10 most points, rebounds, and assists per game to their opponents. Without PG on the second leg of a back-to-back last year, Oubre went over in all 4 games with at least 24. See, you don't like it. That makes me sad. What's the chat saying about the NBA? Yeah. Oh, good call, by the way, on Will Smith. Good call on that. See, I don't really love the Kelly Oubre thing now, and I put it in my prize picks lineup, but now I'm thinking of swapping it out for Lou Dort, because Lou Dort without Caruso and without Chet, because Chet is out tonight, he's done very well. I'll show you Lou Dort. Lou Dort without Chet and without, where's Caruso? The hell? Come on. And without Caruso last year, and then that game is, where are we? At home. Wait, that should have been better. Maybe it's the back-to-back. Now I'm confused. What the hell? Oh, that's PRA. Duh. Okay, now that makes a little more sense. I was so confused for a minute. Sorry. Let's get back to Caruso being out. There we go. There's more green. Gosh, I was like, what did I do? Lou Dort without Alex Caruso and without Chet Holmgren. At home, and then I think I did back-to-back as well. His back-to-back numbers at home, even without worrying about Alex Caruso and Chet, were pretty good also. I was trying to figure out who does well in back-to-backs. And Lou Dort did pretty okay last year on second legs of back-to-back. 75% went over his 9.5 points, and he could shoot the 3. He can shoot the 3, though. He just has to be on. If he's on, then he shoots the 3. So here's the thing. Lou Dort has not gone over 9.5 points yet this year, right? At all. All 4 went under. But guess what? His prop's 9.5. His number should be then at least 6.5, right? Like if you're looking at the numbers for Lou Dort points, his number should be 6.5, but it's 9.5. He's also got a good matchup tonight going up against a Kings team that has allowed for all 3 shooting guards that they've faced to go over their points prop. And you got Dort like in more of that guard role. So I would go Lou Dort over 9.5 points. Another one. Bam Adebayo over 13.5 rebounds plus assists is one of my favorite plays of the day, because not only do I like it, Trinity Analytics, Jared Block, messaged me today and he was like, I love Bam over rebounds and assists. And I was like, I love Bam over rebounds plus assists. I'll show you Bam on props.cash. Bam Adebayo. So Bam Adebayo, when I have so many tabs open right now, so spare me give me a little grace. So Bam Adebayo without Tyler Hero. Let's go 2024, 2025. Without Tyler Hero. Oh, wait, I have to go to rebounds plus assists. You guys are seeing this, right? Yeah, okay. Bam in 4 games without Tyler Hero last year went over his rebounds plus assists in 3 of 4 games. In 5 of his last 6 games against Charlotte, head-to-head, Bam went over in 5 of his last 6 games against the Charlotte Hornets. And remember, Bam's from North Carolina, so this is like being back at home. 3 of the last 5 power forwards went over their rebounds plus assist prop against the Hornets this year. And remember, he takes on more of like a power forward role that went Khalil Ware on the floor. So Bam Adebayo over 13.5 rebounds plus assists is another play that I like tonight. The only thing that so if you saw the newsletter and then you see this graphic, LaMelo Ball, he actually has not had very good numbers when he's been on the road against Miami. All 3 of those games went under. They are a bit bigger, so it might be a little bit harder for him to drive in the paint against the Heat. I would just be careful of the LaMelo Ball number tonight. I know it's juiced to the over, but those games against Miami aren't great. This season, 2 of 3 went over. He's had 2 very big games back-to-back, facing a Washington team that stinks. Melo's always on fire, but I'm just saying he's getting a much tougher matchup than he had against Philly, who has basically no Embiid yet, 20 minute restriction. And I just got an update on Embiid for tonight. He's remaining around 20 minutes. So, but anyway, Philly doesn't have their big man. Washington certainly doesn't really have anyone to protect the paint. So LaMelo going up against 2 bigs like Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware, it's going to be much tougher in the paint for him tonight. That's why he struggles against the Heat. So I would be very weary of LaMelo Ball props tonight. Giannis is scary. I'll give it to you. Giannis is very scary. But Giannis's numbers against the New York Knicks are not good either. This is all a matchup thing. But it's very hard to bet anything Milwaukee right now because we're just seeing the sample size of him and Miles Turner. But Giannis has gone over 30.5 points in all 3 games. So why is it just 30.5 points? And I think earlier, it was 31.5. So now Giannis dropped from 31.5 to 30.5. He's gone over that in all 3 games this year. But then look at the head-to-head against the Knicks. Look at all that red on props.cash for Giannis against the Knicks. And look at him against Karl Anthony Towns. In games with Karl Anthony Towns, let's say his last, 10 games, last 20 games, last 10 games against Karl Anthony Towns, going back to even when Kat was in Minnesota, 4 of 5 went under for Giannis. Just saying. I think this is where Giannis's points come to an end tonight against the New York Knicks. And then it's Josh Hart, who's going up against a Milwaukee Bucks team, of course, but now Miles Turner's over there. And remember how much Josh Hart dominated the boards against the Pacers in the playoffs last year, right? And Josh Hart, let's see. Josh Hart rebounds. I just want to make sure I get all the settings right that I did earlier today. So against Milwaukee, he's gone over 7.5 rebounds in, that was with Cat. That's weird. He's gone over 6 of the last 8 when going up against Milwaukee. And that's not even including Miles Turner, but we know that he dominated on the floor against Indiana without Miles Turner on the boards. So Hart's gone over in 6 of the last 8 against Milwaukee, averaging 8.5 rebounds a game. 3 of the last 4 games in Milwaukee, he averaged 9 rebounds a game. Look, away. Averaged 9 rebounds a game. Milwaukee has allowed the 9th most rebounds per game this year, with 6 of the last 9 shooting guards to face the Bucks going over their rebounds prop. So you can definitely take a look at the Josh Hart over on rebounds tonight. And then I mentioned Lou Dort already, Draymond, and Kuminga. I'm going to be fading Kuminga tonight. He came off a great game yesterday, and everyone's on Kuminga tonight. But Kuminga, he, after putting up 25 last night, they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. He went under 16.5 points in 5 of 6 home games on the second leg of a back-to-back last year. Went under in 5 of 7 against the Clippers since 2023. So I'm going to go under on Kuminga tonight. And as for Draymond Green, he's gone under 11.5 rebounds plus assists in 3 of the 4 games against the Clippers dating back to last year, with 4 of 6 going under at home on a second leg of a back-to-back. The Warriors are on the second leg of a back-to-back tonight. So be very careful of the Warriors offensively, and then be careful of the Warriors defensively, because that back-to-back with some old men on that team might be trouble. I'm going to end the show a little bit early today. I'm very tired, but we've got Royal Locks of the Day, sponsored by Ticket Sports, or Royal Locks. Royal Locks of the Day, brought to you by Pickett. And I do actually have, for the first time, I meant to do this earlier, because just to like help explain a little bit of what Pickett is, because I asked my Pickett people, I was like, hey, can I have a little like ad read? So Royal Locks of the Day, brought to you by Pickett Sports, is the ultimate sports betting tracker and social network that brings you all your bets and friends to one seamless experience. You can effortlessly, oh my God, I can't speak, effortlessly track your bets, engage with the community, shop for the best odds, analyze your performance, and much more. So download Pickett today from the App Store, Google Play, and take control of your sports betting experience and use promo code PropQueen when you sign up for Pickett Sports. These are the Royal Locks of the day. Best bets. Bam Adebayo over 13.5 rebounds plus assists is one of my favorite plays of the day. Bam's hit this over in 2 of 3 at home without Tyler Hero. 10, 16, and 17 rebounds plus assists. In 5 of the last 6 games against Charlotte, dating back to 2023, Bam's averaging just under 16 rebounds plus assists. And with Bam taking on more of a power forward role with Ware on the floor, 3 of the 5 power forwards to go against the Hornets have gone over their rebounds plus assist prop. And we know the Hornets defensively have struggled in the past. The other one's Josh Hart over 7.5 rebounds. He's gone over in 6 of the last 8 against Milwaukee, averaging 8.5 rebounds a game. Averaged 9 rebounds a game in Milwaukee in 3 of the last 4. Milwaukee's allowed the 9th most rebounds per game this year. Shooting guards have had a lot of success on the boards. And Miles Turner, I don't care. Josh Hart dominated him in the playoffs against Indiana last season. So we're going to go Josh Hart over 7.5 rebounds tonight. And then I've got to add, this was the original, this was like the OG Prize Picks lineup that I put out today. And you can follow along at the Prop Queen on Prize Picks. Nope, not share screen. Prize Picks lineup that I think I talked myself out of Kelly Oubre tonight. I really want to hit one of these. So Kelly Oubre over his points, rebounds, and assists. Bam over his rebounds and assists, and Josh Hart over his rebound, or more than his rebounds. I'm debating though if I want to change Kelly Oubre out with Lou Dort. Not change, obviously, but like put another lineup in. My favorite World Series plays: Ohtani, Ruby, Jimenez hits, runs, and RBI. Mookie over hits, runs, and RBI. Or I could do Jimenez or Mookie instead of Oubre. We could add an MLB prop. Which one does the chat like? What do you like in the chat? Jimenez or Betts hits, runs, and RBI? Maybe I'll add it in. I'm debating. Jimenez or Betts? I feel like Mookie must be like a better bet, but Jimenez's numbers have been so good. Okay, maybe we go with Mookie. Mookie hits, runs, RBI. What does that look like? I wanted to add, or Jimenez. Damn it, you all suck. You're all killing me. Jimenez hits, runs. Or Jimenez hits, runs. Okay, you guys, you'll look at my page. Look at Prize Picks, go to the Prop Queen, or just go to my Pickett page, and you'll be able to see what I end up actually putting in. I'm going to go back and forth right now and decide. I'll also post it to my X page at Ariel Epstein, and everyone's saying bets. Okay. Do you like DeRozan or Levine props? Let's take a look. I was looking at it, but let me see. DeRozan or Levine props in that Sacramento OKC game. So the thing that OKC has been bad about is rebounds. They've been allowing a bunch of rebounds. So that would be the market that I would be looking at. And Props.Cash really likes DeRozan over his rebounds tonight. And it likes, okay, maybe Levine too. Levine has a good head-to-head. Let's see. Head-to-head. 2 of the 3, Zach LaVine over 3.5 rebounds. He had 4 and 9 last year, and the year before going up against him. Let's see, no Chet. We don't know that. Okay. What else does it like? Props.cash says points plus rebounds for Zach LaVine tonight. He's got the better history than DeRozan when it comes to, and let's see, Sacramento today is on the road. Who has the better road numbers is the question. Zach LaVine's road numbers for rebounding, not great. Oh, but points plus rebounds is really good. Here, I'll show you. Share screen. Points plus rebounds for Zach LaVine on the road. Looks very nice. He's gone over it last year in 67% of road games. In the head-to-head, only 1 of 3 went over in the head-to-head, though. Let's compare that to DeRozan. It likes PRA for DeRozan. 3 of 5. Not the last 2, though, when OKC was very good. On the road. Woo! Look at that. Lots of green there for DeRozan, too. So I guess DeRozan PRA or LaVine PR would be the 2 that I would look at for them, just because, yeah, LaVine loves playing OKC, Jose says. Just because the boards is where the OKC Thunder struggle. So that's definitely something that I would want to attack against OKC. The Thunder have allowed the 7th least points per game, 8th most rebounds, and 4th least assists per game. But if I'm looking at props.cash right now also and seeing which position has had the most success against them scoring, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Points. The position to have the most success against OKC scoring so far this year, going over their prop, shooting guards and power forwards. Not as much small forwards and point guards. So LaVine would probably be more of my lean, but DeMar DeRozan has really good road numbers. Yeah, you're welcome. Just here to help as best I can. DeRozan mid-jumper will work tonight without Chet. It's a good point. We could see. Let's see what DeMar DeRozan's done without Chet in the past, if anything. 1-1 overall without Chet. I don't know about LaVine. I think he only played 1 game without Chet. Oh, no games without Chet. So we don't really know that. I hope that helps, though. I hope that helps. All right, I got to go get this prize picks lineup in and figure out what I'm going to do. I guess the chat really likes Mookie Betts tonight, so I guess I might do Mookie Betts. And if I do Mookie Betts, 2.5. Jesus. Betts is 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI, and Jimenez 1.5. Okay, I got to go crunch some numbers and figure this out. Good luck to everybody tonight. Go check me out on Prize Picks, the Prop Queen. Check out Prize Picks also. And if you don't already, and pick it as well using promo code Prop Queen. And on Prize Picks, in case you did miss this yesterday, we have as a honorary beginning of the Prize Picks partnership, you play $5, get $50 instantly in lineups if you use promo code PropQueen to sign up for Prize Picks. Place your lineups. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a really nice way to get some really nice payouts as well. So go and sign up for Prize Picks today using promo code PropQueen. Support the show, support the sponsor, support the brand. And just in case anybody does ask, we do have the deal still going on for props.cash, which you saw all the fancy graphs and whatnot. You saw all the fancy graphs that we did today with the NBA and Major League Baseball. That's props.cash. Super helpful app to use. And you can use promo code PropQueen to sign up for that. That is 50% off for anyone who joins props.cash, because the difference is Prize Picks is like any other book where you go and you get action down. That's like, it's all it is using it as another option for betting. But when it comes to props.cash, that's an informational tool. So that's subscription based, and that's what you pay for as a subscription so that you could see the info and the stats and numbers that we were just showing you and all those really cool charts. That gives you really good info and trends. So that's props.cash, promo code PropQueen, 50% off the first month, makes it like $9. Test it out. It's really, really awesome. Thank you guys again. Good luck to those bets. I will see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I think Coach is going to be joining the show, so it should be very interesting. Good luck.